Hi, I'm Ed Kelley, editor of The Oklahoman. Clara Luper deserves every honor she can get. In the twilight of her life, Mrs. Luper remains a beacon of light for Oklahoma City. 50 years after she launched a peaceful fight against racial segregation, she doesn't walk much anymore and seldom speaks in public. But the memory of her deeds remains strong, and it still provides inspiration for people of all colors, not just in Oklahoma City, but across the state. This week, the Thunder and Devon Energy honored Mrs. Luper with a Community Hero Award, which brought warm applause from the crowd at the Ford Center. It was yet another of the 600 or so community service awards she's received through the years. Many of the fans in attendance weren't born or were far too young to know the courage it took to launch the sit-ins at Katz Drugstore in August of 1958. When the 50th anniversary was marked this past summer, teachers across the city reported few of their students, including those of African American descent, had ever heard of what Mrs. Luper and a handful of brave civil rights pioneers did. Many of those same youngsters couldn't imagine a day when citizens couldn't be served at a lunch counter simply because of the color of their skin. It was also a time in the late 1950s when at least some teams in the NBA wouldn't play more than, say, 3 black players at a time, so as not to upset the predominantly white crowds who attended the games. Today, the crowds are still predominantly white, but African Americans represent more than 80% of the players in the NBA. I couldn't help but think, as she was being honored on the floor of the Ford Center, that Clara Luper played a role in breaking down all kinds of barriers, here locally at a lunch counter and across the country, in making institutions like professional basketball more colorblind. Clara Luper is an institution in Oklahoma, and she will be long after she and most of the rest of us are gone.